WildCat.
Yeah, and that fight looked really, really good for WildCat, but as you see for BlackShark, they've retained a lot of their ultimates and they won that fight pretty much organically off the Zenyatta Transcendence, but that does mean that things are opened up for Haven now, but it's a lot of pressure on them. There's no Transcendence to speak of, but you got to bump through that Shield Bash and the Rally.
Certainly is a lot of armor to be dealing with. Xavier just grouping his team up together, giving them all that armor buffer. Zenyatta a lot safer now, especially from that Dragon Blade that you were talking about. But in it comes, he's trying to burn through it. That heal is so strong from Delight on that Ana, and the Pulse Bomb is going to find another as well. Again, BlackShark Gaming doing so much work as Stoney transfers over onto the Tracer.
But, and the big but here, well, the big but here really is the amount of ults they put in. So they've got the Primal Rage from the Winston, to use self-destruct, the Pulse Bomb, Xavier's Rally, and then all the supportive ultimates. And Blue Moon didn't really get any damage to speak of, only finding his way up to 6% towards that Transcendence. WildCat, they're switching things up now, though. A lot of more of this sustain on point, and they're going to rely on the EMP to throw in, so that afterwards, swing, Muse can do the swinging.
Oh, well, it looks like Muse already getting hacked on Xavier, doing the work already from the sidelines. We'll be able to get back into the fray, but the hack comes through again, and Muse is just completely pinned. The self-destruct sequence not finding too much there at all for WildCat. They're being sent to the sidelines as well. Muse trying to move forward, but there's the Transcendence from Blue Moon. Everyone's nice and healthy, and no one has gone down yet into this fight blank. Finally, the EMP has built up, but Haven's the first to fall from it. Blue Moon has those sight lines. Ona and Muse, however, they're onto the point. They're making that frontline shield be felt, and it's certainly going to do wonders for the rest of the team. They're looking to move it on forwards. That's a shatter built up for Muse. Ona able to take down Mercy. They are capping this one real fast. 3 minutes 15. The Primal Rage Winston onto the point to try and contest. They found a second, and that's a hack. That's a huge hack. 5 players onto the point. Only Haven, but half. He's got that biotic orb out. He's gonna be doing the damage. Who's contesting? It's just the Diva. This defense stacker needs to be so strong from BlackShark. He's self-destructing.
Oh no!
Going away, but Ona gets caught out by it. Muse still trying to go strong, and they're just completely back into the fight now with that Doomfist flank.
There is a huge amount of potential here. Stoney has the rally out in action. Both Blue Moon and Delight are putting out the heals.
Cancelled out. The charge isn't there for Muse. Doomfist trying to find those back lines. The charge comes through, and it's Muse to fall. The contest so close to the end here. 2.5 minutes. They thought they had it, but it's going to be a little bit trickier than that. You can't shut out Muse just like that. And they are going to start to pull it back. Self-destruct sequence from White Snow finds one onto Blue Moon. Half again, finding that next pick over onto the Reinhardt, but Bia, she's so strong. Meteor strike down onto Ona, and they're charging the rocket punching. The uppercuts, they're so strong, and this is why you pull out Doomfist on this final point.
It is really quite a meteor, absolutely destructive on this final hold here with 2 minutes remaining. They were so close to taking it, but as soon as Ona gets moved out of the fight, that's the rally removed from it. It's intense, and then they can't get the rally up for the fight because they need that during it, and it's half investing the coalescence a lot of times, got to focus on a lot of targets because Costas is not putting out all that much damage. He's mainly burst with the amp it up, but now they're coming back in again. Ona has a rally of his own to speak about, but they've got to get through Xavier first with a massive Earth Shatter.
3 players go down to the decks, and it's going to be the charge to see it to boot. The Doomfist has already gone down, so no super stalling coming out, but there's the self-destruct sequence. Not finding too much either. WildCat holding strong on this front side of the point. 3 players on, but 2 players contesting. They're not quite finding those continuous picks. That's going to allow the stagger to come out. The Doomfist should be back into the fray. 1 minute now, starting to tick down. The Doomfist goes down again. There's the Dragon Blade coming out as well. Oh, no, miss sound cue. Thought that was something else. It wasn't. It's just WildCat moving straight forwards onto the point. In comes the Moira to try and keep that contest going. Will go down in 56 seconds. They are going to find the cap. WildCat able to close it down here.
It was a grueling push in, and this is exactly why you can't let the concept of time be an excuse for good ultimate management So far, a lot of these ultimates going in have been a bit haphazard from WildCat. BlackShark Gaming taking advantage of that. And as long as they sustain on the point, they're able to bring it back with mechanical skill. And Xavier coming up huge on that Doomfist towards the end. But now, we're 1 minute to 1 minute 56. This could go either way. I'm really not sure because this is a new type of BlackShark Gaming that we're seeing just towards the end of this point. They seem a lot more coordinated, a lot more together here.
See how together they have managed to pull themselves. Round number 3 now, both teams with a relatively short time bank. WildCat, the better end of it though, 2 minutes. They only need to hold 1. So the question is, are they even going to be able to do that? I mean, we saw how strong BlackShark Gaming, once they got through that first point, were moving on to that second point, they were a lot stronger because they just weren't quite able to get through that first point defense. But once they had, it was open season.
It really was. And I think this is where we're starting to see a bit of a momentum shift from BlackShark Gaming, starting to figure out what WildCat is and understanding it's not so wild after all as they're finding the cracks in the armor.
Being tamed just that little bit. A little bit of petting does wonders.
House cats.
Already the charge counter is going to come through for both sides. WildCat just trying to duel it out. And BlackShark Gaming, they've already managed to take down Muse on that Reinhardt. This is the opening that they should definitely want to be starting with. Xavier as well onto the Zarya, already up to that 80 charge. And they should be able to just rain the damage through with no Reinhardt there to block it. BlackShark Gaming, they just stake a claim to the point really early on.
This could mean absolute disaster for WildCats here as they come into point B. This is the exact kind of thing you don't want to happen. WildCat, they played it so absolutely well, and losing this here so devastatingly means that Xavier, he's 76% towards his Graviton. Stony has the rally coming to this one. Nicole has the Earth Shatter, and there's the Coalescence available as well. It's a whole smorgasbord of ultimates here, and you know what? WildCats, I don't think they're ready to die.
30 seconds left on the cards for BSG. This is the last fight. They have the rally to see them in. There's a shatter available as well. Looking for it. And again, it's huge from the sidelines. You cannot ignore the Reinhardt when he's built up so much charge. And Ona, this is going to be the first to fall. Muse is soon to follow. The Coalescence trying to keep the team alive, but it's just getting seen away. BlackShark Gaming, they are doing wonders here on the second point. They just devastate the first, move on to the second, and they're going to roll it on down. Is the contest even going to be able to come through? They're looking for that hack. The EMP is going to be able to find something, but only Ona is going to be the first to find the kill. Stony is there. The Coalescence is out as well. Haven to fall, and they are not done just yet. BSG stay on the point. They are so close to being able to find that cat. 85%. They just need to hold for a little bit longer. The sound barrier needs to be melted through, but Nicole has that shatter available again. The charge knock finding the Moira. Where did she go? She faded out of existence. Stony over onto that Bastion.
Now he's coming back as quickly as possible, saying hello to everyone. Haven doesn't have the Wraith Form, 1 second away from getting to pop it up again, but they're still on the point here. Graviton goes high.
Oh, and the May to try and stop it and to stall it out as well, but Nicole is not done just yet. The Flame Strike over onto Costas, half going down as well, and BSG, they find it finally, the second round with only a minute. They find 2. They are up.
Stony was so slow. He was like a stone there, wandering back to point. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm back now. Welcome to my machine gun. Say hello to the bullets inside. And you know what? WildCat, they go down after this. BlackShark Gaming so far, the fin is firmly above the water. And you know what, WildCat? I think they need a bigger boat, John.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to tame these black sharks, unfortunately. They aren't too familiar with taming procedures, being wildcats themselves. I think animal puns are really where this matchup's going, but where else is it going? It's going around number 4. WildCat Gaming trying to mount their offensive. It's really tricky to call who's going to be able to do it. I mean, 2 minutes. It's so tricky right now. I can't see a difference between it.
It's a 4-point cap, John. This is really tough. Not only do you need to have a composition that sort of works against point B composition, you need to win this first point A very convincingly to have that ult advantage coming into the next one. BlackShark Gaming, they really did perform that perfectly. The last execution was brilliant. And now they're just ramping up. They were in 3rd gear. Now they're in 4th gear. Perhaps we'll see them get into 5th gear now.
WildCat Gaming, they did take their first point pretty quickly. They had 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the time bank when they opened up that second point. They nearly got it pretty quickly too. So it's not beyond them to go forwards, but the 3-3 composition rolling out is going to be pretty difficult to contend with. Those Widowmakers, they've gone, and the charge cancellation from Muse, excellent reactions to see them right. The shield's still going strong. The WildCat squad needs to start to move forwards now, start to build up that charge. Both Reinhardts starting to try and find those hammer swings, but Nicole definitely has the better end. The Earth Shatter almost available, but goes down to White Snow. So Reinhardt shield so crucial in these early picks, and it's been taken down already. This is going to be the WildCat squad. They're moving forwards. They are going to be able to take this point blank.
There is absolute fire in the hearts of these guys. They do not want to lose just yet. So far, BlackShark Gaming playing extremely well. 2U using that Diva Matrix to stop any fire strikes coming from Muse, meaning that Nicole was a full 30% away towards his Earth Shadow. The Muse was. Unfortunately, Nicole got a little bit too far forward, a little bit too overzealous there and goes down. Really, you know, Wildcats are in a really good position to take this one on the next push.
They're going to build up that Graviton Surge as well. Muse needs to find the Shatter on the first end of it. Nicole looking to cancel it out. They have a minute though. They can reset. They might want to do just yet with a Shatter that's that big from Nicole. But instead, they're just going to chuck the Graviton Surge. They want to go for this.
Oh,
they're going to make it work as well. Muse comes up huge. The Coalescence tears through the health bars. WildCat Gaming find the openings they're looking for. And with 50 seconds left on the clock, they're going to start to tick up the cap. That's such a quick wipe that they might go uncontested as well. It's so clean. It's concise. And they make it happen. WildCat Gaming, beautiful on the second.
It's a laundered push. They paid an expensive price on the ultimates, but they got it back nice and clean. This suit can go back out to dry, and another minute for both players. A minute 43. BlackShark Gaming just being happy with the amount of time they just keep being given to them. Okay, you've got to be feeling that this is a pretty tough situation now. They're down more time. They know what BlackShark Gaming are going to throw at them. They have to adjust to it, which is why you're seeing Haven move over to this Junkrat. The no BlackShark Gaming like to come in fast and strong with the Reinhardt in the front, which is possibly why you're going to see Delight here play the Sombra to almost try and shut down these big targets like the Diva, make sure she can't matrix any of Nicole's fire strikes, because they really do not want him getting up to that Earth Shadow very early.
Certainly a cat amongst the pigeons it would be, but the BlackShark Gaming, they are right on the edge of taking the loss in this series here in the quarterfinals, Blank. They do not want to give up the ghost. They are fighting for their tournament lives. They want to make it to those semis. WildCat Gaming, they don't want to let that happen, quite obviously. And they are going to be on the defense to start with. And Ona back over onto that Widow might struggle a little bit, especially with Xavier on the Sombra.
Yeah, I mean, you can't shoot what you can't see, John. That's, I mean...
Well, no, you can. It's just a lot less likely.
A little harder. Just, yeah, I mean, I think John Cena said that, wasn't it? That's the famous quote from John Cena, the philosopher. Yeah. BlackShark Gaming moving around, trying to circumvent as much as possible any damage coming out from Wildcats here. They don't want to give them any ultimate charge. And Xavier just really desperately trying to get ult charge to what? I mean, is Ona trying to prove me wrong, saying you can't shoot what you can't see?
Apparently you can, it seems, but the hack already down onto the Diva into the sidelines means no defense matrix. That heal link's not going to last you too long as the D-Mech comes through. Already a good start for Xavier, but gets slept up. Only one fight really left in the tank, and they kind of have to make it work here and now. To you, has to go to me, and up to the stairs it goes. And the Riptire is out as well for the Wildcats.
Oh, the fade!
The openings. Oh, the fade away. Looking to channel their inner Michael Jordan. They're fading it back. They're going to stay alive. That Riptide not finding the impact it was looking for. WildCat Gaming, they're finding the picks, but look at the cap percentage for BlackShark. They're up to 93. They're so close, but they're losing members left and right. The nano-boosted Junkrat not going to be able to find it. And out of the sky gets picked off Blue Moon. Ona able to send it packing 93%. Oh, it's still being contested though from the Sombra. The Wrecking Ball's in, and there's the hack as well. The MP looking to try and cause disarray, and in goes the Wrecking Ball trying to swing around that central pillar. Not going to find too much luck though, as Haven able to take it down with that concussion mine. And there's the self-destruct sequence finding Delight as well. WildCat Gaming, they're able to hold it off, and finally BlackShark zoned away from the point.
Fade away from this more like now. WildCat, they stayed on the point as long as possible. Haven had a bit of a tough time there, couldn't quite find the targets he was looking for, but BlackShark Gaming, they're going to be coming back into this one reinvigorated. They have got very, very close to that first point cap, but WildCat, they've got 43 seconds extra to do this in. They're going to be running, so it seems a free composition that excels on getting to the back line. The problem is that they're a little bit vertically challenged here. They don't have much to get to the high ground. So if BlackShark Gaming, they opt to play sort of a perch comp, they're going to have difficulty with that. And I think WildCat, they understand this, and they're going to switch things up accordingly.
See how they're going to be able to do it. The main, not too sure about that. We did see it, obviously, on where was it? I forgot where it was. Lijiang Tower. That's the one on Control Center, coming out from Haven. I got there in the end. It's going to be a little bit tricky to see that one come out, so I don't think they're going to stick to it. But with 93% on the boards, WildCat Gaming at risk of losing the map here, Blank.
They really, really are, and it's been such a long map. I mean, Temple of Adrorbis is kind of sad here. Unfortunately, you can't draw it anymore, but we will definitely see one team have to go play. Perhaps they win it. Perhaps we go even into a playoff scenario. Now, BlackShark Gaming, they're coming back to this one very, very strong. They've set themselves up. WildCat desperately trying to get position, but Xavier finds half, and they have to back off there. That's such a massive pick for their team. They need the Moira. They need that sustain. But that single pick is going to put them back 20 seconds, and that might be 20 seconds that they crucially need.
If they can't find these openings, it's going to be real tricky. We've seen how you can hold on this first point when you come up against it. With that trap as well, that's just going to delay them even further. Xavier on this Junkrat doing so much work for his team, and he's almost up to that Riptile, which means he can deny yet another push. Needs to find those picks. Stony still just on the high ground. Even on the defense, they're just giving Stony the position that he wants and trying to make it work. They're not contesting just yet. They know they have time to play with. They're trying to burn down that timer. Stony, he has all the information he needs with that infra sight. In comes Xavier with that Riptire. Looking for the back lines, doesn't find too much. Nothing really, but the health bar's a little bit diminished. But already Stony lands the headshots, and now they're starting to get to contest, and BlackShark Gaming do so in style. The headshot onto the Moira, just keeping them nice and safe, and with 30 seconds left on the clock. WildCat Gaming got a real risk here, Blank.
White Snow heavily staggered as well as half. He's basically got this coalescence to get back in on. Delight will have the Valkyrie as well for that added healing to the entirety of the team. Blue Moon also coming from the Transcendence. It's going to be so tough for WildCat to get in. It's all down to this EMP, and can he get it off early enough to stop any of these huge ultimates?
Pile driver coming down, but Nicole's having none of it. The Fortify comes out. No displacement for you. Haven has the EMP, but is it going to be enough? The Transcendence was popped, so they are all nice and healthy, and it's not really going to have too much of an effect at all. Xavier's still going strong. That Supercharger in the backline protected beautifully by the Orisa shield. And BlackShark Gaming, they're making it work. They finally the pitch. Ona can't win the winner duel, and Stony comes out huge. The self-destruct sequence only finding the Supercharger. Zenyatta finally going down, but he's zoned away by the self-destruct sequence. The Diva gets demexed, and this is disastrous. WildCat Gaming, they can't close it out. They can't go clean in the series.
Sharks, they bring it back finally. My boys, you made it. You made it in the end. Half, you played extremely well here, but I've got to give it. I got to give it to the supports on BSG for that very last push there. We saw both supportive ultimates come out almost immediately, just at the exact right time, just before the hack. We had Valkyrie in the air. We had Transcendence to stop the initial burst. It was so well coordinated with them, and it just completely shut Haven out.
Well, the moral of the story is, I think, just keep swimming, and you're going to make it to 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Or maybe to Korea. I saw some other similar location in Korea. But that is map number 3, and to help us break it down, we're going to bring Kick Tripod back in. How you feeling about that map, Kick Tripod? You doing all right?
2 CP, lol. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at with that one right now. That was kind of I don't want to say it was frustrating, because I love seeing teams go toe to toe like that, but I mean, I just don't know. I mean, we did get BSG; they're on the board now, so Blank doesn't feel quite so bad about his pick, but you know, besides that, I mean, what's the big takeaway? John, we did call it. We said, you know, BSG, if they can find a way to kind of adapt, we saw some Doomfist, we saw some Wrecking Ball here. we saw some of that adaptation here. So, you know, overall, I think it was a really strong map from BSG and kind of really highlighted where I think BSG can beat WildCat. And it's in kind of getting them on their heels.
Yeah, I would agree with that, certainly. I think that, you know, the Widow duels were going back and forth. It was really difficult to call. I mean, Ona and Stony both strong on these DPS hit scan picks. So not too surprised to see it not really be dominated by one Widow or the other. And then as soon as they swapped off of that, it became much more into this brawly style, which is, I think, exactly what BSG wanted to do, how they wanted to play. So I'm with you on this one, Kick Tripod. I think that I'm entirely unsurprised that this, if there was one map that WildCat weren't going to look so strong on, it was going to be Temple of Anubis, and it's exactly what BlackShark Gaming were able to capitalize on.
What a cop out that is. You just saying that you knew that Temple Anubis would be a map that WildCat wouldn't be able to play on. I think they had a great opportunity to get into this one. I think BSG have played it.
If you paid attention to what I was saying, Blank, that's not what I said.
So it's okay.
I said if there was one map that BlackShark could come out on top of WildCat, it was Temple of Anubis. I didn't say that WildCat weren't going to be good on it.
All right.
Yeah, that's true. Come on, Blake. It's okay. You picked the team that's behind right now.
It's all right, man. He's just trying to divert. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't need to take it out all on us on this. We are about to go into King's Row here in a second, and I'm really interested. John, do you think that BSG can do the same thing again here? Do you think that they've got an equal chance on King's Row like they did on Anubis?
I think that, like we were saying before, especially on that first point, I'm expecting them to be able to do a lot of strong work. But we saw on Watchpoint Gibraltar how WildCat were able to just completely halt that payload. So I think that Streets phase is really going to be strong for them. If they can get to there, WildCat, I think they might have the advantage. But that first point, I think BlackShark Gaming could be dominant.
Sorry, you're going to say something, Blake. I saw you. You smacked your lips.
I did. I was like,
you agree or do you disagree?
I'm ready to go. I mean, to be honest with you, I think I want to bring it back a little bit. And I think you're completely right, though, John, as these Streets phases are going to be a difficult portion for BlackShark Gaming. The way that WildCat have so far held, it's tough for them. But BlackShark Gaming this time, at least they are the ones to hold first. And WildCat Gaming, they'll be on the attack. I believe, at least. I could be wrong. Let's have it. Yeah, WildCat on the attack. BlackShark Gaming defending here. So really the big thing for me is, do they set a precedent early? Also, Blue Moon, Delight, these are the huge players to watch out for at the moment. Both of them played extremely well, playing their support roles basically to the maximum. Blue Moon on this Anna, it's going to be disgusting.
Fair enough. Well, you guys need to go get into the map. I have some meat and cheese trays to attend to.
How many do you have?
Stop bringing that up.
It's a green room. There is no limit to meat and cheese trays. That's it's in my contract.
Oh.
They don't pay me a dime, but I get all the meat and cheese trays I want.
Is it like fancy meat and cheeses?
Yeah, it's like, you know, in How I Met Your Mother, where he chooses the Gouda. Like, don't skip on the Gouda. Yeah, it's that one. All right, bye, guys.
Nice.
All right. Cheers, Kick Tripod. We are going to be going underway into King's Row in just a moment. WildCat Gaming on that first offense. Now going to roll it out with a 3-2-1 composition. Diva and Reinhardt being rolled out. Haven on that Sombra Blade.
This is going to be a very heavy disruption composition. As you see them just coming around the corner, the shield is now down, and it's time for Muse to move forward.
They're going to get this cap percentage. They wait for that hack to time out, and then they can charge back onto the point. With Stony already getting that first pick onto Ona, they're going to go exactly that way. The second pick onto Half as well. Stony's wreaking havoc on this Widowmaker. Kept nice and healthy as well by Delight. And the damage boost is going to see that mech destroyed. An excellent start for Stony.
Yeah, I mean, they got stuck between a hard place and a stony place, sadly. WildCat, they're playing pretty well so far. KT, go eat your meat and cheese. Now, Blue Moon, he's 50%. He's going to have this next nano boost very shortly. I think the big thing to look out for there, though, was as soon as Ona went down, they had to back off. And this is the key to BlackShark Gaming's defense at the moment, is that Stony finds such critical members of WildCat's team, they're unable to move forward without them.
Muse trying to have that frontliner with the Reinhardt opposing shield down, and Nano Boost gets layered on top for the Wildcats. They're looking to push it down, trying to make that work, but already, oh, they're not quite able to do so, but the Shatter gets blocked up. It's not going to matter, however. The first pick goes over on towards Haven. Vapid doing the work on this. Zarya keeping everyone nice and safe. Did put that projected barrier around the Reinhardt as well to keep them nice and healthy. Nicole just finding the Flame Strike as well, and that double kill on the Riptire is BlackShark Gaming's pièce de résistance for this push.
It's a pièce de resistance. A bit like Gouda in this situation. He drops the Riptire on top of them. I mean, luckily Gouda doesn't smell like burnt rubber, but in this situation, that's what BlackShark Game will be having tonight.
Well, I'll have to choose my cheese board for tonight, I think, after this as well. Remains to be seen, but who's going to be choosing the cheese board of victory is on my mind. Is it going to be WildCat taking it here on King's Row? It seems like they want to make it happen. The AMP already down. Nicole, however, gets the nano boost available. But already WildCat, they've managed to find 2 ticks onto the point. It doesn't matter, though. Those headshots are still going strong for Stony. Xavier has that concussion grenade. It's going to be thrown out, and 2 kills with it. This is a brutal Junkrat.
Yeah, Half a lot of times going down very early in these fights, whereas Blue Moon, his uptime rate has been absolutely huge. So he's always healing Nicole. You can see the amount of healing going down from a lot of the times. You see the little flare up, the dance, and this just means that Half is barely able to get his nano boost now, whereas Blue Moon's able to apply his much more liberally, whereas Xavier is just in the corner, getting into that next Riptile, which is just putting dents in WildCat's pushes.
Oh, you can see Stony. He's well aware of what's coming for him. The impending doom that lurks around the corner. The Tesla cannon in the hands of Winston. They are getting zoned back again, and the Cap's still going through. That's a Graviton surge on the Wildcats against the Wildcat team, but they're finding the picks. The Nano Boost keeping Muse nice and healthy, and BlackShark Gaming, they are getting zoned back towards this streak phase. The Cap comes through.
And this just shows you how much defensive capabilities, like, the Ana Lucio combo has, because you have the nano boost, then you have this huge 700 shield that goes on top of it. It's just almost impossible. So in that situation where Vapid, he drops down the Graviton strike, the Graviton, and then they intend to just immediately remove Muse from the fight, that doesn't happen the way they plan, because suddenly Muse becomes a monkey that's about 10 times larger.
Yeah, that's not fun. And then he pops Primal Rage, and then it's
exactly,
just,
and then he's King Kong at that
it's
rate.
even bigger. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's real difficult. I mean, more Donkey Kong, I think. We'll go with that.
Maybe.
Smash barrels over people's heads, but they're moving forwards. There's the Earth Shatter coming out from BlackShark Gaming. They look to be able to capitalize as well. Double kill for Stony already. Doesn't need a sniper to be able to do that. He's just going to be able to roll it on through. WildCat Gaming seen off yet again.
Pretty sure we just saw Haven deflect the entirety of BlackShark Gaming's tools there. I think he got grenades, he got concussion man, he got a sleep dart. I think he also got a mortar from Zarya. Now the huge thing to look out for here. Ooh, not that screen.
Oh, some advertising.
That is not the screen that we want to look at, but
well, the Dragon Blade seems to be what we're looking out for at the moment. That Valkyrie trying to keep everyone nice and healthy, but already with 2 players going down, the Junkrat and the Reinhardt, very difficult to maintain that hold moving forwards. Valkyrie is going to be burned out on the defense as well. Half keeping everyone nice and healthy, and they round the corner.
much like how quickly that screen appeared and went away, this is how fast WildCat are pushing around this street space. And really, so far, BlackShark haven't had much to say about it.
Oh, they're getting zoned away. Xavier finds the opening with a Riptire, but this Primal Rage is just swatting them back away from this payload. Not quite able to stop the contest going through. The Graviton Surge does get thrown on out, trying to make sure that Owner can stick around, but it's going to be a little bit argy-bargy for now, as they do manage to get that second cap.
WildCat moving forward, finally, slowly but surely. Now, Nicole, not quite surely, but is still being forced back here. Doesn't quite get the shield up in time and he falls. So WildCat pushing all the way to the gate, and they will have this rally alongside potentially a Dragon Blade in this next fight. And once again, Half is now starting to get much more of that value out of the Ana. 87% towards that nano boost, and so far have been quite the big linchpin a lot of these fights onto Muse, keeping him alive.
3-3 composition for BlackShark. Going to be rolled on up onto the rally. There's the Biotic Grenade, stopping everyone going forwards. The Dragon Blade and the Sound Barrier trying to keep everyone nice and healthy through the Earth Shatter. But Dragon Blade Nano Boost still available. Looking to go from the skies, and there it comes straight through Xavio. No cancelling it out this time, I'm afraid. And it's looking for Lucio. What is going on? How did he manage to do that? What's happened in Haven?
What? What? Was his blade just like ephemeral in that situation? Was it just ethereal? It just wasn't there anymore.
Well, it might not even matter. They're just going to roll it on through. The third cap comes out, and apparently an ethereal Dragon Blade is exactly what you need to find that third cap. WildCat Gaming, see you at home.
The light was just basically twisting his body to and fro. Like, you can't hit me. You can't hit me, son. I'm gone. I'm part of the
You're
Matrix
too slow.
now. You're too slow. Now, I'm flabbergasted. Absolutely
gobsmacked.
flabbergasted. Gobsmacked, mate.
Clog popped.
100%.
That's what you are.
What?
Clog popped.
Clog popped.
No,
What?
I was just saying how much our American or non-English viewers
Yeah.
would just go with our phrases, and you ruined it. Man.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. I did ruin it. I'm really sorry.
That's all
But
right. I
maybe
forgive
all
you.
of those weren't actually phrases, and I'm just running on the joke. You never know.
Blank. Tell me more about Overwatch, please.
Well, we are here, Overwatch Kings Row. It was a pretty crazy last point there, and I think regardless of Haven's sword apparently not existing in this plane of our universe, he still was able to move a lot of the members across the right side, in which case Muse is able to control the left side so far. White Snow, who's been doing that perfectly. We really got to give props to White Snow so far. There's not been many mistakes to speak of as that diva, and that's the problem with off tanks, is that usually when they're doing a good job, you don't have to really talk about them. But we'll say it now that White Snow has been able to control the flow of a lot of these fights extremely well, and I think that led to their victory on that final push. BlackShark Gaming, however, they're trying to figure out something that they can do to continue on through and have that same success they had on this first point A, where Stoney was doing so well. His momentum kind of shifted as soon as they lost point A, so I think he's a bit of a hit and miss player. Now he's playing something more consistent, like McCree. I'm excited for this jump.
Certainly am, as well. BlackShark Gaming, though, this is where we said they might have a little bit of strength on towards this first point. With Sony back on that McCree, we've seen how effective that can be. Just need to make sure that they're trying to zone away that Tracer, the Sombra as well. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Muse is over onto the Wrecking Ball. And already Nicole's around the corner through Hotel. Just backing it up. They're playing it slow. They've been Biotic Grenaded away from that point, and they're playing defense now, it seems. They've forgotten that they are now on the attack. BlackShark Gaming. Looking to actually hold in Hotel. And there we go, another Biotic Grenade. Reinhardt just holding that shield up. They're moving back to streets.
Big brain.
Has anyone actually told them they're on attack?
No, the payload, it doesn't matter. As long as you get to their spawn, back in the world of the Omnics, it's fine. You win the game. Didn't you know this, John?
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely
Now
true.
they've made it all the way around. 1 minute remaining. They've really confused their opponent's WildCats here. They're not sure what's going on anymore. But Stoney in this time has made his way up to a Deadeye, which can completely crush the hamster should he get in the face of BlackShark Gaming, because there is no shield to speak of.
They're going for a roundabout tour of the whole map.
Yeah.
What's going on? Okay, finally they've managed to hit W. They've been pressing A and D this whole time, but unfortunately, it's the time of the W. They are going to move it on forwards onto the point. Stoney is going to
Me too. Me too.
the Deadeye. I'm not too sure what to make of this, but already they are starting to move forwards onto that point. The hack comes through for BSG, but they just get rolled right now by WildCat. And quite frankly, I'm just utterly confused by this push play.
So here on your right, you can see where the payload door openings, and here on your left, you can see BlackShark Gaming making a really weird tour around the map. It's just
And in
so
front of
strange.
you got WildCat, and they're doing a good job of the defense, apparently.
Yes, they absolutely are. And here on WildCat's ultimate percentage, they've got a pulse bomb, they've got a self-destruct, and half is there as the safety net. Haven looking for a quick pick in the background, has that translocator ready to get out. And as long as he can put pressure on Stoney, that's all that matters.
1 minute 50 or 45 left on the clock. Owner already has that pulse bomb kill. Maybe looking to get rezzed up as they have taken down Muse, but that Graviton Surge. Another kill going through for Haven. It's going to be a real tricky thing to deal with for the BlackShark Gaming squad. WildCat again, they're just holding strong in this first point, despite what we said about BlackShark maybe having a little bit more strength. It's not getting their way.
BlackShark Gaming, they've had a lot of opportunities here to have a sightseeing extravaganza, but so far they've not had many good ultimates. The Deadeye we saw was completely weird, Wild West, very, very lonely indeed, and then the Graviton as well as, it's just confusing. But now, WildCat again doing WildCat things, the Barret Grenade is there, Kostos now switching over to this Ana, we'll have the Ana boost as well as, and you know what, we've got to praise Muse again, because he has upped my pay up to 30 Blizz bucks now, and you know where he's placing down these power drivers are really strong because they're opening up opportunities for Haven and for Owner as they corral targets into the right position. So far, Stoney's haven't had such a tough time. He's had to switch to a much mobile hero like Tracer.
Oh, 40 seconds left on the clock, and the minefield's out the back, and the pulse bomb right into the front, and it's the D-Mech and Blue Moon to go down. Those mines finding one as well, and again, WildCat just rebuffed them almost easily, it seems. And the 30 seconds left, there's one fight left in the tank for BlackShark.
Indeed, there is. 20 seconds remaining now. Xavier on the Sombra. It has to be huge, this EMP, because it has to shut down either this Nano Boost or the Transcendence early.
If WildCat make it hold here, they will take home the series and be advancing to the semi-finals. Xavier, he's into the back lines. He's found 2.5. He gets the Transcendence off first. Delight gets the first pick off onto Owner, but it may not matter too much. They managed to get out that big ult, but BlackShark Gaming, they're not out of it just yet. Transcendence has worn off now, and Stoney capitalizes. Only the Wrecking Ball left really standing. The Diva gets D-Mech. Over on the high ground, you've got Haven as well, but this is the opening that BlackShark needed. The way they wanted to find it, it's beautiful. They split it up. Despite not cancelling out that Transcendence, they have managed to stake their claim to the first point in overtime.
Finally, we make it here. We've had the full tour, and now we've got the tour of the point, but in come WildCats once again. Tracer is nano boosted, doing extreme amount of damage, and there's the Barret Grenade as well as.
Has the pulse bomb back available for Owner, looking to try and find those back lines and onto the front lines and get stuck. The Diva D-Mech will come through, but there's a self-destruct sequence. We'll be back into it. Lucio's hacked up, so no, super, well, sound barriers just yet, but it was already out. Not to worry. BlackShark Gaming, though, they're still finding those kills. Another hack for BlackShark, because they are going to just chuck it out. Nicole starts to rack up the kills on the kill feed. They get the cap as well.
It is so back and forth here, John. For Stoney, just showing off, and happily so. He managed to make this point finally work there. There was really no one to put the nano boost on because of the EMP before, and then the back and forth fight. The only really person he could find to put the EMP on to have that massive impact in that situation is the Tracer. Even if you put the nano boost onto the Diva there, it wouldn't have really mattered because the Diva's not going to do that huge amount of damage that can turn the tides of a fight. Really need the hamster in the situation. Muse was down. Now, WildCat, they've got to come back into this. We've got to reassess what they're going to do. They switch Haven over the far now to duel out Xavier in the skies.
If they can go for that contest, Haven, we saw how strong his Pharaoh was back in Lijiang Tough. You can't cast your mind back all that time ago. We did, in fact, see them there. Xavier needs to come up big here as well. Already taking out very low. The Discord Orb straight onto that aerial threat, zoning it away. That payload halted just for now towards the top of streets. Haven just finds Nicole right in the mid of air, and that's a main tank that cannot be rezzed. They're just keeping it going, Blank.
Yeah, this is a great time for them to stagger out. 1 minute 12 remaining for BlackShark Gaming to push around streets phase, which is a relatively long phase, especially on King's Row, with many winding streets. White Snow self-destruct going to be extremely strong here as well, as you can corral players into the small room on the left with the Mega. At the moment, what's really piqued my interest is the ultimate play between Xavier and Haven. Both are still very high charge here, and the next barrage will probably define this street space.
Not only the streets phase, but maybe even the course of the entire quarterfinals, Blank, where there's 40 seconds left on the clock. This is last fight for BlackShark Gaming. They're looking to move it forward, and Haven gets taken down early. No barrages available. Xavier still looking to build up his, but it shouldn't be too long, especially with Diva going down 93%, and it's going to be facing off against the Winston. Has that heal link, has the Barret Grenade on top of it as well. The res out onto Haven, so that is the Rocket Barrage back into the fight. Are they going to be able to close it down here? They're on 17 seconds now, Blank. They really need to start to rack up these kills, and that's exactly how you want to start it out. Another headshot from Stoney, and the Rocket Barrage layered on for Xavier. Diva cannot cancel it out. The mech not able to get the return kill, and this is where the damage from above starts to rain down. Xavier doing so much work, but they've still got some distance to go, and overtime's ticking.
Now, BlackShark Gaming, ult advantage completely gone. But what we've seen so far, at the very final hurdle, BlackShark Gaming, they seem to just bring it back in a big way. Half goes down, Haven switches over from the Pharah onto the Sombra, just because it's not as effective on third point. There's like a ceiling cap, right? So you can't play all the way in the sky, and a lot of times these high-level hit scans will just remove you if you're playing that low. Stony switches over to the Widowmaker, taking advantage of these long sight lines on point C.
Xavier and Haven both over onto the Sombra now. Oh, Stony nearly finding the headshot there, but the rally on the defense should be looking to keep them nice and healthy. 1 minute now left on the clock. They are down to the wire. BSG have been living on the precipice for quite some time now. Are they going to be able to clamber back up? They need to round the corner to do so, and Muse is going to go down first. The res does come out, though, a risky one for Mercy, but gets away with it. And again, they're just going to pressure it backwards. Nicole almost having that Earth Shatter available. With that Flame Strike, we'll have it there. But he needs to find the prime targets. Looking out for that Winston, but there's the EMP into the backlines coming out for WildCat. They trade it 1-for-1, but there's the rest of the kills coming through. Stony, though, he's at a distance, managed to land the headshot over onto half, but I don't think they want to keep going on this push flank.
Finally, WildCat pushed them back, but the big moment in that fight was Blue Moon. Managed to get the nano boost off onto Vapid, and it meant that he was able to bump up 30% charge in almost no time at all towards that Graviton, which they know they need for this final fight. Stony opening up in a big way.
Oh, with this amount of time left on the clock, that's exactly the start you want to have. There's the Graviton Surge as well. The heal blockers coming through as well, but Nicole is going to fall down. Stony still raiming the damage from the back line, but they need to have someone on that front line. The res comes through, and again, Delight managed to make it work. Stony coming up absolutely massive for his team, taking down the Mercy as well as the mini diva. The hack is there.
Oh, no!
He has the EMP, is going to get the hack off, and no Transcendence available for half, but the Primal Rage is there. The hack comes out, but it's not going to cancel out that health buffer from the Winston. Transcendence is up, it's out, and they're coming through. They're contesting it flank. They're looking to win the series here and now with the light falling. They've got no main heal coming out, and the charge is the only kill that they've managed to find. White Snow is holding strong. The nano boost is out onto Vapid, but is it going to be enough? Double tanks is there. The time is ticking away. Overtime is going to spell the doom of BlackShark Gaming. They are falling one by one blank. Nicole just able to get the D-Mech. The Ana now getting pressured out with no sleep, no biotic grenade, and the tank core is still holding strong. They are going, and Nicole absolutely devastating on this Reinhardt, but they need to keep it going. And finally, the angry German hits the deck, and with that, overtime is ticking away. Only Xavier and the Wrecking Ball now coming back in. Stony onto the Bastion as well. They are giving it all they've got, but it isn't going to be enough. BSG looking to move forward, and another EMP on the defense. It's Vapid. The Wrecking Ball is going to get taken down, and if they still manage to get the contest somehow blanked, but that is it. The overtime ticks away, and BlackShark Gaming take the fall. WildCat Gaming take the series. They are moving to the semifinals.
They've clawed it back, John. It was so impressive. BlackShark Gaming got so very far. Nicole absolutely deserved this one, John, as he just brought so much to the team in those final moments before he rested within his grave. And finally, the Sharks will fall.
Are going to be taken down. The Wildcats find their prey. They will be moving on forwards, and I'm pretty chuffed with my predictions at the start there. Pretty happy about that. Unfortunately, your prediction didn't pan out, but you know, I won't rub that into your face too much. Well, maybe a little bit.
Come on.
It was a very nice game.
Genuinely enjoyable. There was some great moments during the entire thing. BlackShark Gaming, definitely a name to look out for in future open divisions, and WildCat want to look out in the future of this open division season 3 semi-finals. They will be moving on to that one, and we'll have the next game very shortly. But first, we're going to do a quick breakdown, and I think you're going to bring someone special back onto the desk, aren't you, John?
I certainly am. Kick Tripod, are you there? Earth to Kick Tripod.
Did you guys just hand off to hand off? Is that what just happened there?
Listen, when you're working with professionals, this is what happens, Kick Tripod.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I really enjoyed the way that you ended that match 6 times, John. That was really, I felt so bad for you. You're like, and that's going to be it for BlackShark. Okay, they contested it
Hey, man.
again. You gotta like breathe,
Save it for
extend the
Bobby.
diaphragm a little bit, like, and that's it, no more. And then they contested it again.
Yeah.
Really close though. Really enjoyable. Kings Row definitely, I think, my favorite map to have watched. Because as we know, high ground wins rounds, and when you're playing offense on a capture point, apparently high ground. I guess that's a strategy.
They looked.
Yeah.
They basically operated on every single high ground of point A that was possible within the span of about 30 seconds, which is fairly impressive to say.
Not every single one. They didn't have the one at the top of stairs.
Oh, did they not?
They
No,
were
didn't
scanning
manage that
for
one.
those Torbjorn turrets. You know, that's
Yeah.
what they were
Yes.
doing, right?
Oof.
You got to
That is
got to make sure that Torbjorn turret gets dealt with right away.
Mortal Core is the most OP ability at the moment, as we all know.
Tell that to
Yeah,
Prismatic Shield.
absolutely. This is great analysis, by the way. Let's just keep this going. We'll unhit record, make sure Blizzard doesn't see any of that. Let's talk MVPs for a moment. Walking away from this one blank, who do you give your MVP to, and how does it feel to get your prediction wrong? Both of those at the same time.
I mean, to get my prediction wrong felt pretty bad at the end of the day. But at the same time, I got to witness an amazing match. I thought BSG had it in them. They had everything available to them. We didn't know too much about WildCat, but not only are the WildCat, they are the wild card in this situation, bringing out some amazing plays the entire time. But MVP, like you were saying, KT, it's got to go over to Half. You towered him after the first match, and you know what? Ever since then, I kept my eye on him. I really did. Muse stopped paying me as much Blizzard bucks now, and you know what? Half, he just looks so strong. The Zenyatta play was wicked most of the time. There was one moment, wasn't there, John, where the EMP came out, and I think a 0.2 during the EMP, he was able to get the Transcendence off. So the reactions on this guy are monstrous, absolutely monstrous. He played a solid support the entire time, and sometimes, KT, you just need a solid foundation to work from.
Well, I think and in the end, there was some flashy play there, but you just love to see when you can tell that you see a player that's elevating your team around you, and I really felt like that was how he was playing in that one. But for you, John, who are you walking away with for your MVP?
Oh no, you can only have one MVP. Someone turn on their cop-out lights, because Half really is.
That's
It's
you
really,
can agree on the MVP. That's totally fine.
Half really did have a spectacular performance. I can't take it away. It was really, really strong. And like you were saying before, supports very rarely find themselves in the light. And he managed to get play of the game. Let's not forget that. Managed to get play of the game on that Moira on Temple of Anubis, which is really, really something. It was a beautiful combo that came into it, and there was a lot of moving parts to it, but being in the right place, the right time, that's the sort of thing that you get. And when you're more often than not in the right place, you're going to find the right time a lot of the time.
I also really loved on Watchpoint Gibraltar where he had 20 killing blows on Zenyatta. Very Jonak-esque there for you. That's gonna do it for our post. Yeah, that's what you want to see from your Zen. Plus a bunch of healing, bunch of damage.
If your Zen isn't gold DPS and gold healing, then you're not playing.
Well, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna be back in just a moment with our second match, which is gonna be, and this is, I'm gonna need help for you. I had to miss the story meeting here. Goodson Absolute.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we say it.
Goodson
Okay.
Absolute versus
Goodson Absolute versus Freesia Gaming.
That's the one.
All right.
Indeed we are.
Sometimes you just have to lean into the fact that
You just gotta get your buddies to help out, KT. That's what
it's yeah. What's gonna be the next match, Blank? Yeah. We're gonna be there back with in a second with that one. But first, thank you guys for being here. While you are here, let me tell you a little bit about Broadcast.gg. First, top right-hand corner of your screen. I don't know which way it is if my camera's reversed, but hit the follow button. Follow us. We're bringing you Open Division, Contenders Trials, Contenders. It's up, guys.
I'm not looking at my screen, but I got it.
It's a heart. It's purple if you haven't followed. It's green if you have. Hit it. Make it green. Okay, that's all you have to do. Make the heart green. Follow Broadcast.gg for all the Open Division. John, go get some water, man. I swear. For Open Division, Contenders Trials, Contenders, we've done a lot of amazing competitive Overwatch on this channel. You don't want to miss it. Also follow the team on Twitter at Broadcast, DOTGG. You got to spell that out, DOTGG. Check it out. We've got an amazing social media team there. Two of the best memers in Overwatch are on my social media team, and I love following everything. It's not just updates, but they've got a lot of amazing original content. And if you're an aspiring caster, analyst, host, broadcaster, producer, team liaison, whatever, you want to get involved in esports, one of the best ways to do it is to go down to the panels below, join our Discord, let us connect you, be friends, play 6v6 mystery heroes together, whatever it is that you would like to do. Join our community down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be right back with match number 2 between Goodson Absolute and Freesia Gaming right after this short break.